It's a dramatic day in the Knesset as the coalition is preparing to submit the first part of the judicial overhaul for a first reading. Tens of thousands of protesters are outside the Knesset and other locations around the country. The protesters have declared a national day of struggle as coalition lawmakers push the legislation through its first major Knesset hurdle. ILTV Steve Leibovitz reports.
The mass protests and the submission of the first part of the government's proposed judicial overhaul have been the focus of the nation's attention. The legislation submitted today for first reading would give the ruling coalition control of the Judicial Appointments Committee, which picks new Supreme Court justices. If the bill passes as expected, it will move back to the committee for possible amendments before two final Knesset votes at a later date. Speaking last night to American Jewish leaders, Prime Minister Netanyahu did not address the elephant in the room directly, but he did seem to reject yesterday's comment by U.S. Ambassador Tom Knights, calling for Israel to slow down and pump the brakes on the issue.
First, Israel is a democracy and will remain a democracy with majority rule and proper safeguards for civil liberties. That's the first thing. The second thing, you can clap, that's good. Second thing is all democracies should respect the will of other free peoples, just as we respect their democratic decisions.
Finance Minister Smotrich went further, saying this.
הקפדנו תמיד שלא להתערב בעניינים הפנימיים של ארצות הברית, ולכן אני מצפה מארצות הברית לא להתערב בעניינים הפנימיים שלנו.
There have been nearly 2 months of angry wrangling between supporters and opponents of government plans to alter the country's judicial system. Angry protests are expected to continue in many locations around the country as the issue comes to a vote. In preparation, police set up extra barricades to protect the Knesset building. Hundreds of extra police were also deployed. President Isaac Herzog continues his efforts to broker talks on the issue. Yesterday, after talks with several officials involved, Herzog said he believed a compromise deal on the judicial overhaul could be clinched within days. But the coalition and opposition are still holding back from entering negotiations. Each accuses the other of being unwilling to compromise.